Okay, today we're talking about why working hard isn't making you rich, you guys. That's the subject of this video, and I'm going to start sharing my screen here with you guys. Let me just get to where I need to be. Okay, oopsie, I need to be here in the slides, and this works. Okay, let me just start a full slideshow. I think that will work better. It's going to be better visibility. There we go. Okay. So from work-centered, work-centered economy to life-centered economy. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So here we go. Stop trading time for money. So in this video, we're going to talk about something that most people actually don't talk about, but we actually don't always have words for this, right? Because I just invented those terms like work economy and life first economy and things like this. I'm playing with them until I nail them down exactly. But the whole point is we work, and it's never enough. It's never enough to create real freedom. Isn't that right? So why does it feel like no matter how much we work, it's never enough? If your life still revolves around work and you work maybe one job, maybe you work two jobs, you have no time for personal life. You have no time for family. You have no time for that's I know because I have a friend. He worked for a corporation. He made great money. He traveled all the time. He has five boys. And finally, they fired him after 25 years. He lives on the golf course because he always loved golfing. He never had time to golf. And now he found out when he looked through family pictures that he's not on any family pictures. So now when he's been fired, he started doing online, he started his online business, started online marketing, and he loves it. He has the time he always wanted to have. He spends most of his days golfing and hanging out with his kids. And now he's taking family photos of all the places when they go shopping in the regular supermarket. He takes photos. So that's what happens, you guys. They're like work, hard work, focused. But where does that come from? The problem is in the structure. The problem is not the time. It's the structure that doesn't work. So most people believe that we have to work hard and that's path to freedom. So the path is right. You go to school, you get a great education, then you get a great job. Then you're at that job until you retire. You work 40 hours a week for 40 years only to retire at 40% of what you were making while you were working. How is that freedom? How is that arriving at the destination? It's really not, okay? And hard work inside the wrong system keeps you stuck, okay? So we were following the pathway, but eventually it didn't do it anyway. So what do we see now? People are working more hours than ever before. Yet they're exhausted, they're more dependent, they're more stuck. So clearly something is not working. And the reason for that is very simple. You're still exchanging your time, energy, and attention for money. You guys, your time is your most precious asset. And I really want to show you that you do not have to do that anymore if you don't want. You really don't. So, because of that, the consequence is that the moment you stop working, money stops because you're exchanging time for money. So, when you stop exchanging it, there is no money coming in, right? And that is definitely not freedom. That's what's called dependency. We're so immersed in that paradigm, you guys, that we don't even realize what we're doing to ourselves. And the core problem in most cases is that you don't have a system that works for you because you are the system. You are that cog, you're that element that has to be there present for this system to work. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that you're responsible for everything. You're creating, you are marketing, you are selling, you're supporting, whatever you're doing at your job, it's all happening because you are there. You're physically present, you're physically part of that work. And if you're not there, everything stops. Everything depends on you showing up. In other words, there is no separation between you and your income. And what does that result in? It results that you are actually trapped because you have no leverage, no scalability, no real freedom. So, what does that mean? Leverage means that you could use systems instead of you being there. Scalability means that things can grow beyond your 24 hours that you have in a day, right? And you definitely have no real freedom because you have to be there. You just have more responsibility. And many people try to solve this by actually going online and starting an online business. But that's a trap. That's a trap. You know, there is a good old-fashioned saying that definition of an entrepreneur is somebody who is not willing to work 8 hours for the boss, but it's willing to work 12, 14, or 16 hours for themselves. And that's the sad truth. A lot of entrepreneurs are like that. Online, offline, it doesn't matter. So what that means, you did not create yourself a business model that works for you, that gives you leverage. You effectively recreated the same job, just at a different location. It's now on the internet, right? So the real shift happens when you stop asking, how can I make more money? And you start asking, how can I remove myself from the process? How can I get out of this system and create a different system, right? So the solution is actually using systems, automations, and leverage. Okay? They allow you to function without constant manual effort, physical presence, babysitting, trading time for money. Okay? It allows you to have money coming in and income coming in when you are not physically present. So the goal is for you to work 2 to 3 hours a day on your systems, setting things up, creating an hour, maybe creating a content, and then doing some other things around it. And then for the rest of the day, those systems and automations are working for you. That's called leverage. That's what gives you freedom. So the simple model goes like this. So you create content, and then that content is fed into system or systems, and then the system itself builds your email list, and through email list you can present offers, people in a structured way, and each step together moves people forward, right? That's what's called the funnel. If you have ever heard people online talking about the funnel, that's a funnel. It goes from all the people, sorting people out. They actually sort themselves out through the system. And then the ones that are ready, that are really interested in what you have, they come out at the bottom. And instead of you having to chase people and, you know, chasing friends and family, and then they ghost you. Yeah, I've done that, you guys. I haven't been ghosted. I haven't been that aggressive, but I have chased people, and I never like that. And that's standard network marketing approach. It's so old-fashioned, you guys. Nobody wants to be chased. Look what's happening. Where are people buying? Objectively, where are most people buying stuff? Right here, online. And where specifically? On this small, tiny shop called Amazon. Huge, right? What would happen if you had to call Amazon to place an order? That would be a mess because they have so much stuff going through that they have automated the system. They offer you things, everything is online. You just pick and choose, put in the basket, checkout, done. Simple and easy. So instead of explaining everything manually, having to be present, you have systems do the work. And instead of recruiting, now people who are ready, recruit themselves. They will just simply join you and join your system on their own. So, life economy, what does that mean? That means that your life comes first. It's not like you're working 8 to 12 hours and then you're sleeping another 8 hours. Now you have 4 hours left in a day. That's your life. No, it's about your work actually really supporting your life. So minimize the amount of time you actually give away hours, particles, portions of your life to help the rest of your life. So when your work supports your life and not the other way around, that's what you want. And you can do that by working 2 or 3 focused hours a day, creating content that feeds the system, and then the system does the rest. So I never do any selling, I only do content creation. So the flow is that the content brings people in, the link captures their information, and then they get emails. And those emails nurture the relationship, provide information, give answers to all the questions that they would ask you anyway. They get them directly and they can access them in their own time. And then the offer converts automatically, most of the time automatically. So that's that little flow that we were talking about. The benefit is that there is no need to chase anybody. Then there's no need to repeat explanation. You can put all the objections up front. They're all in there. They're all answered. And you are not going to be burned out from overworking. Most people, unfortunately, don't build this, not because it's too complicated, but because it requires a different way of thinking. Okay? And a lot of people stay stuck because they stay busy instead of start building. They don't make a decision. They focus on effort instead of structure. And they delay creating systems that could free them, which is sad, but true. So it's decision time. At some point, maybe it's now for you. I don't know how much time you spend looking around. The question is, do you want to continue exchanging time for money, or do you want to build something that actually works for you while you're sleeping, while you're watching Netflix, while you're traveling, whatever you like doing? Because your workday is going to come down to 2 to 3 hours a day. So if you want to understand how this works, I have created a simple blueprint that walks you through this actually step by step. This is what it looks like. It has about 10 pages and it will come to you in an email format. So basically you would go to my website. It's down here. It's globalonlinebusiness.info, and you put your email address in there and I will email you back a blueprint. Actually, my system will do it. I will not be doing anything. It's all automated, right? And so when you get that email, you have to make sure you go find it, because today our inboxes are also automated and they track, do you know this person? You don't know them? If you don't know them, it goes into spam folder, right? So you go grab it from the spam folder and save it in your inbox. And that way you will get next email from me, and you can also reply back to me with any questions you may have, which I don't know that you will have many questions, because the website itself is really detailed and it explains, gives all the answers. So make sure you watch the video. Currently I have 2 videos. We may reduce it later to 1. We'll see. And just peruse the website and you will find all the answers there. So my final message is, if you want to move from work, work, work mentality and work, work, work economy, not having any time to spend with your loved ones, not having time to spend on things you really love and enjoy, and move into family first, my life first, my freedom economy, the truth is you don't need more time. You just need a better system. And that better system already exists. The blueprint will show you exactly. That's the same blueprint that I follow. And many of us, there are thousands of people following this system. This system is 3 years old. So many people have been doing it. So it already exists. It's already here. The question is, will you check it out? I'm not saying will you do it. That's your next decision. But the first decision you have to make, and you guys don't dilly-dally. If you're serious about working online, go check it out. And then after that, you can decide. You can look on the website, see different options. We have different options. depending on how much financially you want to invest into yourself, into your business. It's very affordable, so just go check it out. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video.